Hi.
Tyler, Keith, Frank, plugged on. Let's talk about some video games. We're going to talk about the Game Awards 2019, and we're going to predict who's going to win and what we say goes.
Absolutely. If you do not vote the way that we say you should vote, well, I don't know what you're doing here.
Nope. We already know all the winners, too. Jeff Keighley called me personally and told me.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That makes this a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Considering there's a nominee in like 8 categories that's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Game Awards, big video game award show hosted by Jeff Keighley. It's always fun to watch. There's also, video game announcements there. And lots of fun stuff that happens. Lots of corny stuff that can happen, but hey.
Like that Chick Hydro Razor Man.
Yeah. It's always a fun time. But what we're going to do is we're going to run down every category and just have a quick discussion about who we think should win each category. And we're going to start here. We're going to do Game of the Year last. So let's start with Best Game Direction. The nominees are Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Outer Wilds. What do you guys think?
So, I guess we should set a precedent here. We should probably talk about like which of these games we've actually played as well. Because I've played each one of the... So I have not played Death Stranding or Outer Wilds. I mean to play at least one of those two before the end of the year.
Yeah, I haven't played Death Stranding or Outer Wilds myself.
I've got Resident Evil 2 on my bag. That's what I got.
Yeah. Death Stranding is basically nominated for just about everything it can be nominated for.
Yes.
There's a lot of nominees for Death Stranding, which is interesting.
Considering
how
the relationship between Jeff Keighley and Kojima and his involvement with the game itself.
And then also just besides all that, I guess how divisive the game is in a lot of ways too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Best Game Direction is always an interesting category. Like, how do you describe that a game's going in the right direction or what that direction is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if that direction should be dictated by like how they're telling a story or how they're making a game or like what the actual method of gameplay is.
Yeah. Like Death Stranding is a different type of AAA game. And is that the right direction?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a subjective thing. It's different. That's cool. That's great.
But if it's based on like uniqueness, Death Stranding is pulling from a lot of things that we've already seen in other games, just pulling it all together in one AAA production.
Yeah.
Yeah, or because again, I have real experience with, or how like Resident Evil 2 just kind of takes, this is the remake, but it takes the story of Resident Evil 2 and just kind of changes how you go about and how you experience the world and the gameplay and whatnot. So it's like, is that how does that work? Now, granted, yeah,
and Outer Wilds seems to be really strong for like the procedural generation sort of stuff. So it's, I don't know, it's an interesting category. For me, I could go with just about anything here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I have a hunch that Control will win this award and it will be the only award it wins.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, even though I haven't played it, I could see Control being a Control game.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling like this is going to be more direct. Like, this is going to, for Best Game Direction, they're going to probably be. I'm not one of the judging critics on this. I did not get a vote, but I'm feeling that it's going to be more about like how much more like a film is this game, because that's the lens a lot of critics go at.
Like,
didn't
this. God of War win this last year, I think?
And it was very much like a superhero movie.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Control being like kind of this sci-fi neo-noir kind of game.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. So we'll see on that one. Next up would be Best Narrative. We got A Plague Tale: Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. Man, Control's narrative is great, but I think the fact that it can be very confusing might hurt it.
Yeah, it is definitely a complex story. I'm not sure if it's the best story off of this list.
Yeah. So far, also what I've played of the Outer Worlds story-wise, I'm absolutely loving. So
Yeah, that one's tricky for me. The Outer Worlds does have a good story, but mostly it's not the main story that matters to me as much. It's more about how that world is written and what's happening around the main story.
Mhm.
That gets to me. Yeah, if I had to make a prediction on this one, however, I'd say probably a Plague Tale: Innocence.
Yeah, I can see that. That would be a great win for that game.
Yeah, because I mean, I haven't played any of these games yet. I mean, I could see from the little bit I've played of Outer Worlds, I could see that, but yeah, Plague Tale would probably be the one to go with in this one.
Seems cool. Best art direction: Control, Death Stranding, Gree, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and Zelda Link's Awakening. I love just about every one of these.
Yeah, it turns out video games are good.
Yeah, video games can look good.
Yeah.
Zelda Link's Awakening is just adorable. And what they did with that game is just phenomenal. But man, some of the sights that you see in Sekiro are really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
And I get, you could probably argue that with Death Stranding, but then Control has just this really interesting sci-fi sort of art style, but then the thing with Control that I think kind of takes it over the top is its lighting is incredible. It really adds to the atmosphere of it. So I don't know. All these games look very good.
Yeah, they all definitely have. Well, I would say Sayonara Wild Hearts and Gree probably have the most distinctive style out of all of these games. As well as Link's Awakening as well. But I'd say out of those three, I think I like looking at Gree. I like looking at that game. I haven't played it, but I've seen videos and screenshots, and that game looks really pretty.
Yeah. All right, next up is Best Score / Music. We have Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Are we doing predictions, or am I just not?
I'm only basing it off of what I know. I mean, I know I've heard like a lot of the soundtrack from Devil May Cry 5, and I love the Devil May Cry soundtracks. Well, again, me being me, I mean, I think Kingdom Hearts always has a great soundtrack, depending on whether or not it's from ripping off from the Disney world that it's coming from, or just the Square's own original stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's one of those two. Also, Cadence of Hyrule, from what I've seen, is also has a cool soundtrack to it. So.
You saw the soundtrack?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the sheet music.
My two predictions for this one is going to be Sayonara Wild Hearts or Death Stranding, and I personally think it'll go to Death Stranding.
I mean, we got that Churches song out of them.
Yeah, but then like the amount of people that they got for that soundtrack to make music for, I think can really take it over the top. But then Sayonara Wild Hearts is like,
that's a music rhythm game. Yeah,
you're playing through basically an album almost.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack is really good, but it
depends
Kingdom Hearts
how
another
many
one of
Disney
those
fans
things.
are out there looking to just get hand awards to Disney music.
Yeah. Devil May Cry 5, I want to give a shout out to. It has some really great music.
And I want to give a shout out to a snubbed game that should have been on this list. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers should have been on Best Score / Music. It's in other categories, but it should have been here.
Yeah. Next up is Best Audio Design: Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I'm giving this to Sekiro. I love how their menu sound. It's got a nice like clunk to each like selecting things, moving over, and oh my god.
I'm giving this to Resident Evil 2.
I was to say, but Resident Evil to me, I mean, it hits that atmosphere, atmosphere of the best, So I mean, Gears 5 also does really well, but I think it's that one. It's just the fact that the game design is so well done. As a quick anecdote, one day when I was playing it with headphones on, and my girlfriend woke up and she was walking down the hallway, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to die. Because I was in the part where you're getting chased around all the time. Like, so I just hear footsteps. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those footsteps are really good. But even then, there's like just, you hear stuff all the time, and you're like, I don't like the way that sounds.
Do I have to go this way? Yes, you do.
Yeah. To me, Gears 5 sounds really good, but it's the 5th Gears game.
Yeah, it sounds like
they've
Gears.
always sounded really good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Call of Duty always sounds great. But also, Control can be very unnerving with its sounds.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're around some of the, I forget what they call those anomaly kind of things. You know what I'm talking about, like those big orbs that you can't really hurt.
Yeah, I know what
that sound is just, it's grating, but you like, combined with like the visual styling of that, it makes sense, and it's like, yeah, that shit's scary.
Yeah. All right. So next up is Best Performance. We got Ashley Birch as Parvati Holcomb from The Outer Worlds. Courtney Hope as Jesse Faden in Control. Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz in Gears 5. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff in Death Stranding. Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling in Control. And Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding.
From internet buzz, I would say Mads Mikkelsen, because that seems to be the common positive thing I hear about that game is Mads Mikkelsen's performance.
Yeah, I think Mads Mikkelsen or Norman Reedus is going to take this because they're
popular.
Actors.
Let's say, because the only other one out of all these I could really make a case for would be Laura Bailey, but Laura Bailey's always been a great voice actor. So
and Kate Diaz, her performance throughout all Gears 5 is fucking great. I would love to see her win that, but yeah. And shout out to Courtney Hope who's Jesse Faden. I think it's really
all
great.
of these are great. All of these are fantastic performances.
This is always such a hard category to try to just pick because there's just always so many great performances all the time. But if I had to pick what's going to win, probably those two for Death Stranding. Games for Impact, we have Concrete Genie, Greed, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, and Sea of Solitude.
Kind Words. I'm calling it. Kind Words. The game where you as a player either write in like what's going wrong with your life or you respond to someone else.
It's so interesting. Like it's not even like what's the game part of it?
It's hardly a game, but
okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess by that logic. Otherwise, I don't know.
It's like,
I don't know, really.
Everybody be nice to each other and try to lift each other up. That's basically the goal of that game.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the people who made it. Of course, they're going to be assholes because it's the internet.
Well, yeah.
But for a short time when the game was not popular, it was a very uplifting thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what will necessarily take this. I mean, Concrete Genie has a good anti-bullying message. You can speak Life is Strange 2 a little bit.
Yeah, it has a lot of different things, but I'm not sure if it quite fits for games for Impact. Mm-hmm. I mean, it deals with a lot of themes around like racism and like a lot of things that are going on in the United States right now. It deals with a lot of those themes. But I'm not sure Games for Impact if it really hits those notes as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting award every year. So, next up is Best Ongoing Game. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege.
It's got to go to Apex, right? I would think, maybe?
I'd argue against that.
You'd argue against that?
I'd argue Final Fantasy 14.
Maybe. I don't know. I could see you...
But the thing is, probably not as many people voting have played Final Fantasy 14.
That's what I'm going with. Like, I'm thinking who's going to win. I'm looking at all these, and I'm like, Fortnite's kind of lost steam. I think Siege is, even though Siege is still very popular.
Fortnite has not lost steam. It has lost buzz on the internet, but
that's
there
what I mean.
Are still as many
people I don't think people are talking about it as much. The same thing with like Rainbow Six, same sort of thing. I don't think as many people are talking about it.
But you got to understand, there are those silent voters out there. There are those people who play these games and don't talk about them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But still probably go way back.
I could see Final Fantasy 14 I do think it's going to be Apex Legends. I think that game's just, it's had the buzz all year. It's done a lot of good things. Not all of them good, but yeah, I mean, Respawn's really kept that game going. And with Destiny 2, like, they've done good things with Destiny 2, but nothing like, oh my god, this has totally changed this game. Sort of.
Yeah.
So, best independent game. Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game.
This is going to be Outer Wilds or Untitled Goose Game.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Just one of the two.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be Outer Wilds. I feel like Disco Elysium might be snubbed a little bit because maybe not as many people played it.
Yeah, it's a game that has a narrow intended audience.
Yeah. And then Baba Is You seems like it's a cool game, but maybe too complicated for people sometimes. Where maybe they didn't finish it.
Baba Is You is it's a very logic based games, and when you get games like that and like other games that are kind of like logic based, like you see Opus Magnum, which didn't even get nominated for any awards, or all those Zachtronics games that do that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if a logic-based game is going to win this because a lot of people just shy away from that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's going to be Outer Wilds, but we'll see. Best mobile game, we have Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara, Wild Hearts, Sky, Children of Light, and What the Golf.
I really have no idea.
Yo, it's going to be Call of Duty Mobile.
Well, yeah, probably.
It's going to be Call of Duty. Hey, my cousin, who I don't even think plays games very much, at the Thanksgiving table was like, yo, have you played Call of Duty Mobile? And I'm like, no, I haven't, but he says, yo, it's pretty good. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be Call of Duty Mobile.
I hope not, man. I would love to see, I haven't played it yet, but Sky Children of Light looks fucking awesome. And it's from the people that made Journey, so.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. That would be my hope, but we'll see. Best community support, which is really just a bizarre thing. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege. Literally the best ongoing game sort of thing.
Yes. No, they are the exact same nominees.
It's a stupid fucking category.
I mean, and I would probably give, honestly, in this case, probably the same two things.
Yeah.
I would say Apex or Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing, Apex...
Maybe not.
Like, they've been good with community support, but they also stumbled a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really reacted too much. Like, the reaction they have had to their microtransaction stuff hasn't necessarily been to the extent that the community would like.
Yeah. How is Final Fantasy 14 with community support, though?
It's pretty good. They host a director... the director hosts a live stream every 2 to 3 weeks, going over what changes are being made. They crack down on a lot of real people trying to farm gold in that game. They crack down on that a lot. It's the support system is pretty good. I would say, however, that their system for submitting stuff online and trying to get things actually done for your account is super messy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The back end to that, looking at the site, it's called Mog Station. Just looking at that and trying to get anything done in there is way too complicated. For example, earlier this year, I had to... I was switching my character to a different server, and there was this whole... It had to have been 2,000 word thing being this is all the things you need to check for before you switch over to make sure you don't lose anything. And that was just a whole mess.
It sounds annoying.
Yeah. Alright. Next up is best VR/AR game. We got Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, No Man's Sky, and Trover Saves the Universe.
All you Rick and Morty fans are fucking it up, and you're going to make them win this award.
When it should be Beat Saber.
Yeah,
It should
probably.
just 100% be Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Even though just because it would be, I would find it funny. I think Trover Saves the Universe would also be very funny.
I want to see No Man's Sky win an award at the Game Awards.
Yeah. That would be awesome and a great sort of feel-good thing for those guys. But I think it'll be Beat Saber for sure. Here's where some awards just get really fucking stupid to me. Best Action Game, Apex Legend, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus. And then I also just want to read off Best Action Adventure Game. Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I don't know what the difference is.
Genres are stupid. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean,
genres are stupid.
Some of them under Best Action Adventure I get, like Zelda, for example, I think is definitely a good action adventure game. But then, like to me, Devil May Cry 5 is a great action adventure game, and
it's not.
Sekiro could be under Best Action. Like it's just fucking stupid to me. The way that these awards are kind of done. But regardless, what do you guys think's going to win each one?
Apex Legends is going to win Best Action Game.
Ooh.
Yeah, either that or... I mean, just because I just love the way that these kind of games play, I would love if it was Devil May Cry, but...
Yeah, that's my hope.
Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe probably Apex.
Yeah, I think it'll be Apex as well.
And then Best Action Adventure.
I don't know.
I want Sekiro to win so bad.
But it's probably going to be... Is it going to be... That would be Borderlands.
It can't be Borderlands. It can't be. Here's the stupid thing about this. Borderlands 3. A fucking first-person shooter. In the action-adventure genre. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where none of the other games in the action-adventure genre here are first-person shooters, except now over in the action games, three of the nominees there are first-person shooters.
Yeah. I mean, when you break Borderlands 3 down, you are going on an adventure, and there is a lot of action. I get it.
No more so than there is in Metro Exodus,
right?
Where you're going to these different maps, where you're completing these different objectives on each of these maps and exploring them.
That's why, like, these two awards are just
dumb.
Are just lame. To me, when you think action and adventure, out of all of these, Sekiro is probably the best there.
But Death Stranding is going to win.
I hope
probably. Well,
Zelda is always a great game to think of when it comes to action and adventure.
I would love, because I'm really digging the game as I'm playing it. I would love Resident Evil 2, but I know that's not going to win this category.
Yeah, because I think when Resident Evil is great, but when you think action, some of these other games probably...
If it was like Resident Evil 4 or something, you know, in that style, then maybe, but it's...
Yeah. Alright, Best RPG, Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy XIV, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, and The Outer Worlds.
So Final Fantasy XIV is the best RPG on this list, but The Outer Worlds is the easiest one for people to get into, so it's going to win.
Yeah, I was thinking it's one of those two.
I agree. I feel like Disco Elysium and Kingdom Hearts 3, and probably even Final Fantasy XIV, have a little bit too much of an uphill battle to climb in terms of the amount of people playing that are voting.
Yeah.
For this.
In Monster Hunter World Iceborne, to get to what makes that expansion good, it takes a lot of hours of playing Monster Hunter World. I'm not sure how many people actually kept up with that game.
Yeah. Next up is Best Fighting Game. Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I mean,
it's going to be between Super Smash Bros. And Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I mean...
Smash Brothers, even though it came out last year, it was eligible for this year's awards because of the way the cutoffs work.
Yeah.
So, that's why it's in here.
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I love Smash, but on the other hand, I almost feel like Mortal Kombat deserves it a little more. It's more of a traditional fighting game.
Yeah, I'm going to say MK11 wins this one because of the nature of the next category.
Yeah, literally. Next family game, a.k.a. the best Nintendo game, is Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World.
Smash wins this one.
Yeah, Smash wins. It's not even a contest, really.
Agreed. Best strategy game: Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Total War 3 Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove.
I want
Haven't played any of these.
I want Total War to win.
I say it's either Fire Emblem or Total War, probably. Those are the two biggest ones I can think of off of this list. So
I feel like it might be Fire Emblem.
It's gonna be Fire Emblem. I don't think enough people are willing to deal with the learning curve for a Total War game for it to win an award here.
Yeah. Best sports / racing game: Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fuel, Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, F1 2019, and FIFA 20.
You know, I just started playing Dirt Rally 2.0 like a week ago, and I'm like, yo, that game's fucking rad. Nobody played this.
Yeah, definitely.
Crash.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, a lot of people probably played Crash. To me, it's Crash or FIFA.
Yeah,
I don't think F1 2019 stands a chance, nor does PES 2020. That's just my opinion, but we'll see. Best multiplayer game: Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99 in The Division 2.
I mean,
It's got to be Tetris.
I'd love if it was I would love if it was Tetris, but I mean, it's either between Call of Duty or Apex.
Yeah, I'm going to say Apex on that one. That's my guess.
No, I'm going to actually say Tetris. I think it's going to be Tetris.
All right, we'll see.
Tetris could be. I mean, I'd
an
love.
interesting game.
It's a Tetris Battle Royale. Come on.
I would love if it was Tetris, but
Yeah. All right, last one before we go to Game of the Year, because I just don't give the rest of them doesn't matter. I mean, there's still a lot of esports stuff that none of us have anything to really say. So, fresh indie game presented by Subway.
all right.
Zaum?
So
that's the developer.
Here's the thing about this category. It's called Fresh Indie Game Presented by Subway, except when they list it here, they list the developer first, making it seem like the nominees are the developer rather than the games themselves, which adds just another layer of confusion to having a best indie, Fresh Indie Game Presented by Subway and a Best Indie Game category.
Yeah. So we got, is that ZA/ZA/UM for Disco Elysium, Nomada Studio for Gree, Dead Toast Entertainment for my friend Pedro, Mobius Digital for Outer Wilds, Mega Crit for Slay the Spire, and House for Untitled Goose Game.
Slay the Spire! Oh my god, I love that. I love that game so much. That game is fucking cool. It's a deck building game.
Yeah.
Keith, you need to play Slay the Spire.
I gotta play Slay the Spire. I can check it out. My friend Pedro or Untitled Goose Game. Those are my two picks for that.
Yeah.
For this.
I mean, I can see any of these taking it, really. And it is confusing since they listed developers first, and like, what's the difference between this award and Best Indie Game?
Subway.
Is it that these are
Subway.
new indie games, like new developers? I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. And then let's hop up to the big one, Game of the Year.
Oh Christ, yeah.
The Game of the Year nominees are Control, Death Stranding, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and The Outer Worlds.
I mean, again, just from the nature of the games that I've played, I almost... Because I wouldn't really include Smash. I mean, just because it's the only one I've really played, I'd say Resident Evil. But
Resident Evil's really good. I like Resident Evil a lot.
I want to play Control, and I want to play more of The Outer Worlds.
What's interesting about 2019 is there's good games, but it's not like last year when we went into when the Game Awards happened, and everybody knew it was going to be God of War, Red Dead 2. Yeah. Or the year before, it was going to be fucking Zelda. Like, everybody knew that. I feel like this year, there literally any of them.
Yeah.
Like, what's interesting is Death Stranding's nominated for this, and it was so divisive come review time. And it's nominated for this, yet, like, Apex Legends isn't nominated. Fire Emblem isn't nominated, which is interesting. I just wonder if the Game Awards should do what the Academy Awards do for movies, and is that Best Picture, which is the biggest award of the night, is expanded. Like, there's way more movies in Best Picture than any of the other categories. I know there has to be a cutoff at some point, but I just wonder if that's a thought.
I mean, they already screwed the pooch with that one. Oh, what was his name from fucking? What was it? Screwed the Emmys guy.
Oh yeah, the guy that made a way out.
Yeah.
They
already burned the bridge there. They have to be as distinct as possible from the Academy Awards.
Yeah. Man, what I think's gonna win this? It would not shock me if Death Stranding wins this.
I'd be pissed, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And I love Sekiro though.
You're right.
On this list, Sekiro is my favorite game.
Probably Smash is probably my favorite game. That's just because I played it the most. Resident Evil 2 is phenomenal, and Control's phenomenal as well. Outer Worlds is good too. I just haven't played as much of it as I like. Noticeably absent too is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but that literally...
It'll be on next year's list. If
maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Depends. I mean, there's Cyberpunk we know of. There's Last of Us 2 that we know of.
Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII.
The Avengers game. Yeah. But I mean, this is coming out.
Yeah.
That one will sell a lot of copies, but I'm not sure if it'll be a game of the year.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
potentially Halo Infinite. Maybe if they nail it.
Yeah. If the quality's as good as it has been the last couple of years, I mean, it's supposed to be a new Assassin's Creed next year. I mean, it could be a contender.
Yeah, it was nominated last year, so yeah, we shall see. Looking forward to it. Game Awards is always fun to watch, so let us know what you think. Yeah. Thanks for watching or listening. See you later.
Bye.